What's going on, guys? This is Josh
and James
of the MMA Complex, back with a brand new episode. How you guys doing today? How are you doing, James?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah.
It's like I'm so used to waking up. I mean, recording later in the day. It's kind of early.
It's an early session, yeah. Early session.
I'm trying to wake up, so man.
Yeah, no.
Jesus Christ.
We had the privilege of talking with Wai Ting and Jon Pollock of Post Wrestling Podcast this morning. So, that's why we're up right now. It's about 9, 10 in the morning, somewhere around there. Yeah, it's pretty early for us.
Early for us.
Well, because we work and we put in the hours, and it's tiring. I'm normally not waking up until like 11.
Yeah.
So I take my time in the mornings, but not today. It was a special day, but it was all good. It was fun talking to the guys. So we'll have their interview just shortly. Also, we'll get right into a couple of the fights over the past weekend and look ahead to UFC on Fox 28. You also have one championship and other stuff this weekend. So, other than that, man, what's going on with you, man?
Nothing much. I'm looking forward to Ronda Rousey's debut. Not really. I guess her debut. I guess you can say because I guess the last at the Royal Rumble, I wouldn't really call it a debut. She just kind of came in,
pointing her finger
at the WrestleMania sign. But she'll be doing her Raw contract signing, and then there's gonna be an angle shot right after. So
okay. So this is all the lead up to WrestleMania.
Yeah. So what's going to happen on Sunday is it's pretty much going to be the first lead in or the first angle to the WrestleMania match. So I don't know if it was going to be with Stephanie or it was going to be with Charlotte. It's going to be either one or two people.
Yeah. And how long do you think she's been training in pro wrestling?
Well, Dave Meltzer reported he was saying that maybe like 4 months after her last fight, she was training.
So it's been what, almost a year now?
Yeah, but she's been going like in and out before then. But she's been doing consistent training at their NXT the NXT facility.
Yeah. Well, she has Shayna Baszler there, who's starting to come into her own.
Yeah.
So that's a good help to get get feedback from her.
Right.
That'll be good.
Yeah, and then I guess apparently you can't train at the training center without having a contract with the WWE.
Oh, okay.
Because the WWE sees that as a liability if you get hurt.
Yeah.
There,
yeah.
So you have to have a contract to be training. So she's been training there. I guess she got a contract long before everyone kind of assumed that she had one.
Yeah. Well, that's something to look forward to. That is when. Tonight? No, when is it?
The Elimination Chamber?
Yeah.
It's this Sunday.
This Sunday?
On the WWE Network.
Only on no pay-per-view anymore for them, right? It's all on the network.
Yeah, it's on the network. Which kind of,
it's cool. It's a one place,
it'd be awesome if the UFC did the same thing because on the WWE Network you can not only have access to their catalog, their back catalog, but you could also watch I don't know what other word you're using, but I guess pay-per-view events like WrestleMania, it's included in the package.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having that for the UFC Fight Pass?
That would be awesome.
Having all the pay-per-views included with the $10 a month fee?
Right now, I don't actually own UFC Fight Pass, and that would probably get me to get it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Order it. Yeah. To know that pay a certain amount, get everything.
Yeah. It just seems like the UFC Fight Pass used to be a thing. It's slowly deteriorated to nothing.
Yeah.
I guess they're putting all the resources in other things.
Well, that, and I don't think they want to get away from. It doesn't look like they're going to get away from the
pay-per-view model.
Pay-per-view model right now. It's not something in their cards because they're obviously still putting on multiple.
No, but even before they were always in the pay-per-view model, but they would also have decent cards on their UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
you don't like we had that Michael Bisping and Anderson Silva fight exclusively on the fight on the Fight Pass, and now they don't even do that anymore.
No, I don't even remember the last big UFC Fight Pass event. Sorry, but they really haven't had a big event that's drawn people to Fight Pass. I think the last one I remember being curious about it might have been involving Gustafsson. I think.
Yeah.
I think maybe his last fight was the last one they really put on there that I was like, oh, I got to see. But
yeah, and also it's weird, but I can't go back and watch a fight that I've already seen and watch it again
Yeah,
But I can do that with wrestling.
Yeah, but what I can do, like, I don't know, like I don't have the desire to, but if it's on TV and there's a card, like an older card, like I'll actually sit and pretty much watch the card again. Like, if it's on TV and I'm like, making dinner or like just eating or whatever,
Yeah.
I will I'll definitely watch it. But yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't have that I don't know, that replay kind of factor
they don't age well.
that's with WWE. I will, when I did have it, I went back and watched from UFC 1 all the way up until like UFC 10 or 12 or whatever, and then I didn't have the subscription anymore, and then I never really I haven't felt the need to even get it.
Yeah.
But whatever. Maybe if they change it and they because yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, they haven't really been drawing a lot of eyes to it lately. Did you hear that Dana White has officially stripped Conor McGregor of his title?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Just came out a little while ago. I think he was reporting with TMZ, and ahead of I think the 223 event, he's so he's stripping him. He's stripping Conor McGregor. So now he's officially stripped of the lightweight title. So
what exactly did he say?
That he, let's see if they have a quote here. It says last press conference in Boston that the fight will be for the title. It's not for interim title. The fight is for the real title. So basically, yeah.
No, but he said that in the press conference. But he didn't want to say the word strip. So
no, but now he is. Now he is. So now he says, I would like to see Conor fight the winner. It was August, then September. I don't know. I say it all the time. What kind of money? Conor might never come back. It's a lot of money. Yeah. So now he's officially stripped. So Ferguson and Khabib are fighting for the real lightweight title. And he's hoping to have Conor return sometime in September.
So, but he said strip. He used the word strip.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a way,
because those like in the press conference, he said the exact same thing. He said that they're fighting for the real title, but he never said that he's going to strip him.
Well, he's saying that they're not fighting for the interim title.
Yeah, he said the same thing at the press conference, but he didn't say that he's going to strip Conor.
Yeah, he's already clarified that.
Yeah, so that's why everyone was all weirded out about it, because what title are they going to fight for? He says it's the real title, but yeah, he's not willing to say that he's gonna
it's true.
So he's not officially stripped. They're fighting for the real title, but Conor still has the title because he hasn't been officially stripped by it.
That's true. But if it's not the interim title, then they have. I think he just doesn't want to say it. Maybe because it's bad press. It makes it look bad.
No, he doesn't want to say it because he's going to piss off Conor.
That's true. But he's saying that it's for the real title.
Exactly. Yeah, just listen to Ariel's points on that, and
he's kind of dancing around. He's dancing around the issue.
Everyone was like really Ferguson, Khabib, Ariel, all those people went on a big old rant on
because he's basically dancing
how
around
confusing it is, because no one knows what title they're fighting for.
Yeah,
he says the real title, but yet Conor has the real title because Geno hasn't officially said he's officially stripped.
That's true. Yeah,
so no one knows what title he's
yeah.
And it's either an MMA junkie, so don't MMA fighting.
no, it's TMZ. TMZ, yeah. So that's because TMZ caught up with him, got him on camera, and he is just going on saying that it's not for interim titles, for the real title.
Yeah, but he said the exact same thing at the press conference.
Oh, okay.
Until he says Conor is officially stripped and Conor's the lightweight champion.
Yeah.
Because last time Conor got stripped, they said it.
Yeah, they did it right away. They did it within like a couple of months, right? They didn't really even wait.
And then
long.
they didn't say strip, but they say relinquish. They use the word relinquish.
Mm-hmm. Like right when talks of the Mayweather fight were happening, they pretty much took the title away from him, basically. Like it was like when
it was talks with him and Eddie Alvarez.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. Well, that's right. It was in between because the Mayweather one was after that.
The Mayweather fight
was right in between. They stripped him in between.
And Alvarez fight was in December.
Yeah. So you had. Did you watch the Cerrone and Medeiros fight over the weekend?
Yeah, I DVR'd it. I've grown to love recording fights. I'm never gonna watch a live fight
Yeah.
again on television.
Yeah. You know, I do.
I can get to the whole card like in less than an hour. If the fight's going like boring, I just fast forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I do,
easier.
I watch it on Fox Sports Go, and for some reason, it seems a lot quicker than watching it on TV.
Yeah,
I
because
don't know why.
it seems like they're very like stale. They always go back to the studio and break down a main event
Yeah.
for like 6 times.
Yeah. So I watch it on Fox Sports Go, and then it's just like a couple of the same commercials, and maybe 2 or 3 at the most, and then it just goes right back to where.
And then like, I can't stand Karen Bryant.
Yeah.
And then like
because they're just filling time, and it's just
Yeah.
like you know what's going on.
Instead, they should be doing little small packages on like
Yeah.
up and comers, and maybe not like a highlight reel, but more like a sit down interview with them and getting their personalities out there
Yeah.
or something. But going back to the studio back and forth it's like really dull.
Yeah.
And I hope that at some point they would change that aspect of it, but not just the commercials and not just the studio. I recorded also because sometimes there's a fight that you can tell it's going to be kind of dull, and as I'm fast forwarding it, it's the same movement.
Yeah. Did you
Nothing
see?
changed.
Yeah, nothing changed, especially if it's like
And
a
it
more of a
goes-
ground game.
I was, yeah. I just wait. I could have watched that fight and wasted 15 minutes of my time.
Yeah. What did you think of Sage and his fight? Did you watch that one?
I thought Sage got hit a little too much
I was
for
like,
my liking.
I was like, after the decision came in, I was like, because I had the other guy winning, the French, the French guy, the newcomer.
Yeah, no, me too.
And I was like, when I heard this, I was like, ooh, I was like, he got robbed. I was like,
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it robbery, but I
it was
do
pretty
agree.
bad though.
I do agree that Sage lost that fight.
I think he lost that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he lost that fight. I wouldn't call it a robbery because there's some rounds where Sage, got the takedown, those control, and with these and the way MMA judging these days, you
just never know.
That's gonna favor Sage.
Yeah, because
I mean, he's not doing any damage from top position.
Yeah, even though the guy wasn't doing much damage from top position, he repeatedly took him down, and even landed some good strikes on Sage, knocked him down several times.
Yeah, the French guy landed a more significant shots.
Yeah. Even though he didn't
power shots,
and they were trying to justify the win by showing the copy strikes and showing that Sage landed more, but Sage's strikes were just like pity pat strikes to like the leg or whatever. The French guy, let me get his name because I keep calling him the French guy. Where is he at? Tibalt Guti. This not even doesn't help. Yeah, Tibalt Gutier. He landed some hard shots at him, and I like the way he was pressuring Sage and destroying that right hand, and because it was like Sage drops his hand down like a karate fighter, and bam, this is there, and he just landed multiple times, dropping him.
Yeah, it just shows me that Sage's not ready for that top.
He hasn't really evolved that much. Like from what I say, I don't see any new improvements really in his game, even though he's with Team Alpha Male now. We'll see what happens with him. Maybe it's just a slow process, but yeah, I was like, ooh, yeah, that fight was not.
Yeah,
that did not go. Yeah, it should have been the reverse, and especially if it's unanimous. I mean, split, I can see, but unanimous for Sage, not so much.
Yeah. Hey man, but Jimmy Smith is so good.
He is, man.
He's become my favorite play-by-play.
He is.
He's so damn good.
He is. Yeah, he's. I
really enjoy him.
He's warmed up into his job pretty quick. So you had. Did you see the Thiago Alves fight with Curtis Millender? That guy was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
James Vick, Francisco Trinaldo, that was okay. Derek Lewis, Marcin Tibur, that was a pretty decent fight.
That was my favorite fight of the night.
Yeah, that was your favorite one? Yeah.
Only because, I thought for sure Derek Lewis was going to lose that fight.
Yeah, it looked like it. Losing. Yeah.
And then it just shows you that he has power, whether it be the first round or the third round. Mm-hmm. And that shot he landed. And then his post-fight interview was really entertaining. He just he called Jimmy Smith the new guy. It's funny.
I like his his little.
And he mentioned the word Bellator in his interview.
What did he say about Bellator?
He just said, "Oh, I know you're new and you came from Bellator, so you don't know me, but This is what I do.
this is what I do. He's good, man, and I like his like whole little thing where he gets on the ground. It
Yeah.
was a great picture they took of that.
You know, and you know what? Like, I know Francis just fought for the title and he lost, and Derek Lewis coming from win. But I mean, and today's UFC, I mean, I think those kind of fight or like ranking fights or fights that mean something don't mean
Yeah.
shit anymore.
They're
So
looking
why
to make
not?
that fight.
So why not have Francis and Lewis fight each
Yeah,
other?
yeah.
I mean, there's a rivalry there already.
There's a lot of talks about that wanting to get that fight going. I mean,
I
that'll be a
mean,
fun fight.
yeah, because I mean, the UFC doesn't follow the whole like sporting ranks fights like where
Not anymore.
this guy fights this guy or fights that make sense.
Yeah.
So if you can do big fights, just do those two guys fighting. And I don't know, I know France coming off a loss, but he did fight for the title.
Yeah, that's true.
So can you imagine those two guys fighting? Oh my god, it'll be like both guys wouldn't grapple.
No, not at all.
It's just who's gonna fall down first.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm pulling for Derek Lewis.
I'll be pulling for Derek Lewis because I like the guy and I think he does a really good job of promoting himself and he's a great fighter. But if he goes toe to toe with Francis, even though Francis has his limitations, I don't think that's the best route because Francis is quick and he throws heavy hands.
Oh yeah,
and that's not good. If I was Derek Lewis, is good look to get that clinch, get a takedown, press him, grind him out, beat him up.
Yeah, I mean, I think Derek should take him to the ground, get on top, and then knock him out that way. From top position.
There's obvious holes in Francis's game, and why not exploit them? Why go toe to toe with his strengths? You know what I mean? That's a
and seeing the UFC's Golden Boy fall twice in a row would be pretty bad.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. The only thing Francis has on his side is that a lot of the heavyweights are older.
Yeah.
So that's the only, he could probably, his speed will be able to catch some of them.
And this is completely off topic, like really off topic, but I didn't realize that the NBA All-Star was here in LA. I would have loved to go. I would have loved to gone.
Yeah, it was all weekend.
Damn it.
Yeah, no, they had like some free events. They had a lot of, paid events to go to, but they had a lot of free events around town. Yeah. It was a pretty.
I would have loved to
even late night, like a lot of the clubs and the bars had their own little parties, free parties. A lot of times you just have to get in like a normal club. But yeah, it was all weekend. Yeah.
If I see NBA stars walking around.
Yeah, I know. And then they had up in the cheap seats for the All-Star game were like a couple thousand, man. It was pretty bad. I mean, but I mean, if you didn't get them beforehand. But yeah, it was last weekend. I didn't get to attend any events. I was way too busy. I didn't have anything.
Would you like to go?
Yeah. I would love to have gone. If I would have had a clear, because it was hard to really have a clear idea of what was free, what was available, how much things were. A lot of them were sold out way beforehand.
Or just to walk around and hopefully see someone big.
Yeah. But I would have enjoyed it, but I didn't get a chance to. I think I had work, and then we had EBI was I think Saturday.
Yeah.
So I spent most of the time there on Saturday, and then Sunday. It was pretty much over on Sunday after the game, so that was about it. But yeah, it was last weekend, and then also for EBI fans or any of that stuff, we have an interview that we're also going to play on the show today with Jon Calestine, who was the EBI tournament winner, who was a replacement for Eddie Cummings, who got sick. Late replacement, pretty much days before, and then won the tournament. Crazy, like young kid from New York or New Jersey, I forget where he's from. But New York. He joined. He's a Danaher crew.
Oh, of course,
dude. His nice guy, man. Nice kid. His leg locks were sick. Gio Martinez was. I mean, he had actually, even though he didn't make it to the end, or at least he didn't make it to the end, but he didn't win the tournament. He actually impressed me a lot in this one because I know he's a great jiu-jitsu competitor and he always really good, entertaining. But I think this tournament he was really his skills really shined, and he was like, I mean, he looked like a killer out there. He was really impressive, and with Jon Calestine got him in the end. But I think looking at the tournament and who had the easier route, I would say, I think they both had tough goings. Tough paths, but there was one. Gio had a tough fight right before the finals that would just drain him. I think
Mm.
like it drained him. But catch Jon Calestine, also Matt Brown interview. I caught up with Matt Brown over there at EBI 15. So that was over here at Muscle Farm. Headquarters was over in Burbank, which is a nice gym. It's cool. And they have like a cage and everything in there. It's pretty awesome. So they had it there and nice setup. So catch those interviews. We're gonna play those for you after Wai Ting and John Pollock. Um, Donald Cerrone and Yancy Medeiros. What did you think of that one?
I was a quick fight. I thought Yancy kind of showed too much respect for Cerrone,
I thought the same thing.
and I think that
Mm-hmm.
kind of hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
It was too much hugging, too much handshakes during the fight. I mean,
Yeah.
I like you can totally be cool with your opponent
Yeah.
during fight week, but when it comes to the fight, you should just fight and not. And I think that hurt him,
I
to
think
be
it did.
honest. And
Mm-hmm.
and then when Yancy hugged Cerrone's grandmother, it was like, oh, come on.
Like that was nice. That was a nice gesture. What I didn't like, I thought the same thing. I was watching it at home, and I was like, Yancey had his Cerrone's number. He was tagging him a lot, and it looked like it was gonna go Yancey's favor. Like, it does not look good for Cerrone. And then there was a like brief knockdown, a trip or whatever, a slip, whatever you want to call it. And then obviously Cerrone didn't pounce on him, but I think it's because he hesitated. Yancey kind of laughed it off, thanked him in a way. They hugged it out. They high fived. I was like, "Oh, come on, Yancey, don't do that. You're winning, and you're in this guy's head. You're dominating him
Yeah,
in a way.
like he's letting him recover the whole time.
Yeah, and then you can see it. The tide turned, bam, right away, and then that was it. Like it literally just flipped right after that.
Yeah,
And
it was a fight for him to win, and he didn't take advantage of the strengths that he possessed in that fight. And I mean, congrats to John Cerrone. I think he ties with GSP and Michael Bisping to
yeah,
the most winningest fighter in the UFC history with 20 wins.
yeah, and
But
I would.
yeah, Yancy had
Yancey had it, man. He did, but he let it slip. He showed him way too much respect, and
it cost him.
it cost him. It really did. Cerrone, really capitalized on the fact that Yancey kind of laid off him and didn't really, and just it literally, it was crazy. It just literally just flipped around.
Hmm.
It was weird. Um, let's get to our guest of the week as Wai Ting and John Pollock of Post Wrestling Podcast. Great four-way Skype interview with them, man. It was awesome. So
That was fun.
have fun with this.
All right, so up next on the show, we have a returning guest, one of our favorite returning guests, one of our two favorite Canadians, Jon Pollock and Wai Ting of the Post Office. Guys, thanks for having us. I'm for coming on the show. Usually we have either one of you, so it's nice to have both of you at the same time. So welcome back, and how are you guys doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having us on, guys.
Yeah, and you, how's everything going with you?
I'm great. It's finally great to be able to meet Jon Pollock. I mean, wow.
I know, right? He's
I'm on a show with him.
It feels like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Have a bunch of screens all over the place, so it's kind
Yeah.
of cool. So
Real.
So last time we talked to you, you guys were with the company that I won't mention. We just call it the company.
You
Now
can
you
mention him.
guys and now you guys have started post wrestling. So kind of give us and the fans an origin story of post wrestling and how things going right now with it.
Would you like to go ahead, John?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's not really secretive or anything.
Yeah.
We were working at the Fight Network up until the end of October, and then it was a series of layoffs regarding people that were involved in content creation, and that's where Wai and I both fell under. So that was cut along with everyone with live audio wrestling, and from there, I would say that afternoon, Wai and I had a pretty good sense of what we were going to be doing next in terms of something of our own to launch. And thus, that's postwrestling.com. And that's a very simplified version of what the next 2 months of our lives were. Planning this, launching it, developing everything from scratch to launch postwrestling.com, which we did on Christmas Eve. And thus far, it's been a pretty big success, I would say, for myself and speaking for Wai too, in terms of the reaction to it. And it's our day-to-day job. Like, this is what we're doing full time at this present moment.
Nice.
Awesome. Do you want to add to that, Wai?
No, he pretty much kind of covered everything. It was Honestly, it was something that we had had many discussions about even prior to everything happening. So this just kind of provided us exactly the kick out the door that we needed to start. Yeah.
How long ahead did you guys talk about it? Was this something you guys always talked about? Oh, it'd be nice to start our own thing independently, or was it like?
I think it was something that we had in mind for a while, because I think that anyone that works in media, I think, has to be thinking like that. That this is something that it's whatever your employment is, you can't be looking at it as you're going to be in one place for your entire career. I don't think that exists the current way that media is set up for. So, given the fact that there were a first round of big cuts at the Fight Network last March, we all knew what the writing on the wall was, that, if there's another cut, we'll probably be part of this. So I think this was always something that we wanted to try out, and maybe we would fail spectacularly, but at least attempt it. And thus far, it's been a big success for us thus far, because I think that this is something in which where we are making all the decisions, we are in control of everything. So whether this fails or whether this succeeds, we're able to control that, and that's certainly very liberating to be doing something on your own, and you're going to dictate whether it's a success or not.
Right. And it's kind of cool, like, just to have like a following that you guys have, because I'm sure you guys know that you guys have fans out there. But when you guys launched on Chris's deal, and I saw your reaction video, to see the amount of support of post wrestling, not just that, but the amount of support you guys got when you guys got released from the Fight Network. I mean, how does that feel to know that there's so many people around the world that love you guys, including us?
Yeah, it was really overwhelming. Like, you saw our reaction, right?
Yeah.
As we launched the site. I think, like, we knew that there were people that liked us, but I always considered us, and I still consider us, to be very much a niche thing. We might not have, like, necessarily the biggest following compared to a lot of other podcasts out there, but I feel like we'd have one of the most loyal followings, and I'm so grateful for that. The idea that, like, we didn't even have any new shows up. We just put out our iTunes link because we just applied for a new iTunes account for Post Wrestling, and then all of a sudden, like, within like a day, like, we shot up to like #1, and we ended up with like almost the same amount of like reviews on our iTunes page as what the Law had, like in a week. So I mean, things like that, and then all of a sudden seeing the Patreon blow up as well. These are things I would have never really imagined.
It's crazy.
And John, what do you say about the fans and how they reacted to you guys moving over and how they followed you over?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible to see how many of them have followed over, because that's always a concern you have when it's a totally different model, what we're doing at Post Wrestling versus the Law, where we had the luxury that we could present everything for free. So now we're making this shift over, and a lot of it, I mean, to an average listener that maybe just downloads our shows, they maybe don't understand the transition we're making, and that now we're trying to replace salaries and all of that stuff. All they know is that I used to get this one particular show for free, and now it's something that will cost me something. So we were very mindful of that in terms of presenting a lot of free content, because I don't want to dissuade people from following us, and that we put up this giant paywall where you can't access anything. There's that balancing act, and thus far, I think what we've really learned through the Patreon is that a lot of the people, it's just simply they want this thing to continue, they want this thing to thrive, and it's much more than just the content they're getting. It's the fact that they're contributing to something that they can see at this grassroots level that they're supporting. That the fact is, if we didn't have that kind of support, we couldn't be doing this full time, which we have the luxury at this point to be able to do. So that part isn't lost on any of us. And I think that's been certainly, it was a concern going in of what the response would be like. And I mean, if you go to our Patreon, Wai's initial goal he listed was of 50 people to sign up, which we destroyed in like 30 minutes or something like that. So it was, I mean, we didn't go in with any kind of expectation level as to, well, we expect this or this. It was like we were throwing a dart in darkness and not knowing where it would land. So it was educational for us to learn kind of what the audience response would be like and just adjusting from there. Like if we have 20 subscribers, then we have to go back to square one and say, okay, how do we grow upon this? And thankfully we had a lot more than that.
That's crazy. You know, and when I first found out about you guys like leaving the Fight Network, a greedy side of myself was kind of sad because I knew the law was going to be gone as well. I know you guys talked about maybe the law coming back or a different kind of form of the law. Do you have any plans of you guys like cooking up with Jason Agnew and the other guys to maybe make something like the law on Sunday nights?
At this stage, there isn't that plan at the moment. I mean, it's very much like we do have some of our satellite shows like British Wrestling Experience, Keep It 2000. But in terms of expanding to a Sunday night show, I mean, that's a really big project to undertake. Certainly, we want to rebuild what we had previously, but that's not going to be done in phase one. Okay. So it's kind of still growing this. I mean, a lot like the day-to-day stuff, it's me and Wai, from the graphics you see, the shows obviously that we're producing, the news elements. I mean, everything is the two of us on top of all the things you don't see, like the running the actual business portion of this and all that comes with that, taxes and all of this other stuff. It's all on me and Wai at this point. So it's still a relatively small step that we're taking just to get to this point. So the Sunday night show, if the right opportunity is there, certainly we'd be looking at that. But it's also weighing everything of what the cost of something is, what the and what the time allotted to it is going to be brought into it. Like I'm sure you guys might want to ask about the MMA report, and a lot of it it's down to time at this point. Like how much can you do in one given day when you're responsible for all these different things, and you can't just go back to where our full schedule that we had a year ago.
In terms of like after when the Fight Network started laying off people, did that like your perception of what the state of MMA or like wrestling in terms of like just audience fanfare, was that something of a worry to you? Because us from the U.S. looking into like Canada, it's we're not aware of how the state of MMA and state of wrestling and pro wrestling, the fans are over there. So yeah, I really those layoffs it worried us. I was like, oh my god, what's going on over there?
I don't think I was so concerned about the state of MMA or the state of pro wrestling. If anything, pro wrestling is really thriving right now. Mm-hmm. And I think it was more so reflective of the state of Canadian media and that traditional broadcasting definitely wasn't completely working, at least maybe the way that the Fight Network was running at that point. And just as a business, it makes complete sense why somebody would trim, things that weren't necessarily generating them the income that they were putting in. And it just kind of told me that, you see it all across the board, especially anywhere in North America, across the world. Something is going on with broadcasting that is not making it work and not making it make the amount of money that it used to make. So thankfully, the world of broadcasting is way bigger now for independence. And thankfully, Jon and I, over the course of however long we were at the Fight Network, we built up this kind of side thing we were doing on the side that we made a seamless transition to doing full time once we were done at the Fight Network. So I think just like more so about maybe the changing landscape of what broadcasting is currently, rather than the state of MMA or pro wrestling itself.
Do you think that the internet is obviously a big play in that, in terms of everybody gets their nobody really watches TV anymore? Is that what?
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I think just cord cutting is a thing. PBRs are a thing. Commercials, I can't tell you the last time I really sat through. I guess Raw is the only time I actually had, and that's because I have to. I have to do the show.
Poor guy.
Like, no, but no. Otherwise, like I would skip through every single commercial. So I think there you have a lot of people still working in media who only know how to make money one way, and that's not necessarily the case anymore for a lot of newer media.
Right, that's true. And John, since I talked to you, like you had a baby boy, little Max. How has Max affected you? Like you're working, because before Max was born, like you're always busy, and I'm sure you're as busy now. But it's hard to balance being a father, a husband, and then.
Or is it easier now?
It's a balancing act. I mean, it's simply managing your time effectively, and I think I'm pretty good with that in terms of what my work schedule is now, and kind of finding that bit of a routine. Because once I get home, it's like I don't turn on my laptop, I don't have my phone on. It's like I earmark that time for that's time at home at this point until he goes to bed, and then if there's something to watch, it's like I can do it at that point. So it's like anything. Everyone has to be able to find that balance, and to be able to just figure out, okay, this is my schedule. This is where I'm going to do this and this, and just kind of break it off. So I think that's always been something I've been pretty good at is being able to manage various different tasks, and just, again, managing your time effectively.
He's a good-looking boy, man. He's a good-looking boy.
So how are you guys in terms of like organizing your viewing of different events and maybe attending different events? How do you guys organize that? You guys map it out for the month, or you guys the weeks, and okay, we're watching this? It's almost like business as usual.
Yeah, I think I think we have a better kind of handle on our schedule now, in terms of having a more dedicated schedule, because now we're working together a lot more. It's just because all of our stuff is scheduled. We have release dates for everything, and it's just mapping everything out, and it's also coordinating when we're going to be recording with this person or together. And I would say it's a more kind of streamlined schedule that we've put together now. And it's also knowing that every other week we're doing a Rewind Away show, which involves one of our patrons that chooses the show for us, coordinating with them where we have them on the show. So I think we have a pretty good semblance of kind of our schedule now, and what Wai's responsible for, what I'm responsible for, and kind of just balancing the workload that way.
Okay. And you know what? Since pretty recently, Ronda Rousey obviously signed with the WWE. Do you guys have any insight on if she's going to be appearing on television every week, or is she going to be like a Brock Lesnar, where she comes like once every 2 months or whatever?
Inside specific intel?
Yeah, like do you
like,
you guys are the inside scoop.
You asking me to guess?
Yeah.
I have no clue. I don't know if John could speak on that.
In terms of being all you can go by right now is kind of what she's advertised for. I don't think that you're going to be expecting to see this woman as a weekly character, nor would that be, I think, the most beneficial use of Ronda Rousey. I think that less will certainly be more with her over the long term. So, I mean, obviously she'll be there this Sunday, and then probably have more of a consistent presence going in through WrestleMania. But after WrestleMania, I don't think she should be on every single week, because the last thing you want is Ronda Rousey to kind of amalgamate herself into the women's roster and become just a featured performer that you see every single week. It'll lose its specialness, as would Brock Lesnar if he was there every week, and what they would run out of for Brock Lesnar. I mean, they've been pretty steadfast in terms of still utilizing more of Brock over the past year, but still being able to keep him as a unique attraction, and someone that if you want to see him in a match, you either have to subscribe to the network or you have to go to a house show. And I think that there's something to be learned there with Ronda as well. You could do maybe one match with her on television for a big week that you promote it, but I think for the first year or so, you should not be seeing her wrestle for free on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I think Paul Heyman will probably be a good mouthpiece for it, just because he can say that he manages two former UFC champions and kind of just do that direction. Because hearing her on the speak or just her acting in general is not very good.
Yeah, I think that a lot has been made of people just looking at where she could fail, and I think it's like all we can judge upon her so far is like a walkout and a point to the sign, and that's all we've seen from her so
3 points
far.
to the
So
sign.
I think it's I think everyone's just looking at where could she fail instead of let's just see how she comes out and how she's presented, because they've invested a lot in her. There, it's to no one's benefit to just throw her into the deep end and she can't swim. It's learning what are those weaknesses that do need to be improved upon, and judging accordingly there. I mean, we don't know, speaking on a Thursday here, what the reaction to her is going to be like on Sunday. Will it be completely positive with her there live? Will it be a negative one? Will it be somewhere in between, and adjusting accordingly? Like when they brought in Floyd Mayweather, it was under the impression he was going to be this gigantic baby face, and he's not a natural baby face, and they adjusted accordingly, where by the time we got to WrestleMania, the roles with him and Big Show had essentially been flipped. So it's something like that could be a circumstance that we see over the next 6 to 7 weeks.
And there is a lot of MMA belt, like a WWE crossover right now. We had Jack Swagger over, I think, going Bellator, right? He made his, he came out and did like a little promo during the last Roy McDonald and Douglas Lima event, and then you had, obviously the CM Punk conversation is going on again. So, what do you make of those two cases? Those two specifically, like Jack Swagger and then CM Punk and their futures in MMA.
I think with Jack Swagger, Jake Hager, I think that he made the right decision going the Bellator route, where I think that they've shown kind of a better understanding of taking a guy that has some name value, and I'll say some because I don't think the average person is aware who Jack Swagger is, but someone that could have. I mean, if this guy is the second or third fight on a Bellator main card, it'll draw some curiosity, and they'll put him in situations where he's not going to be thrown into the deep end. It's kind of the MMA version of handling a Ronda Rousey, is knowing all of these people's limitations. And for Jack Swagger, it's the fact that, yes, very decorated collegiate wrestler, but significantly removed from that time when he was wrestling in 2006. So, yeah, he could develop into a fine fighter. He's also entering what's a pretty solid heavyweight division that Bellator has grown over the past year, and some of the people involved. So I think that they'll be conservative in their matchmaking with him, and I see a better road to success with him, as opposed to a CM Punk that was thrown into the relative deep end with someone like Mickey Gall. And I look at Punk, and I think this is someone that's very serious about this, as something that he is clearly not doing this for the monetary purposes. However, given the fact he went to the UFC, which money was a factor why you went to the UFC and did not go the amateur route, for instance, it's a whole different ballgame in the UFC, where you need to be matched against. They felt at the time that they were going to put him against someone legitimate in Mickey Gall, as opposed to someone that CM Punk could look competitive with. So for this second fight, if it does happen, I don't know how much you lower the bar for a CM Punk at this point. I mean, he's not getting any younger at this point, and I think it's a contradiction of what he's doing. Like, he may be in it for all the right reasons, but he's in a promotion where I just don't know if he can really be satisfied going that route, and what you're going to get out of this. He's going to face enormous criticism once again. It's admirable what he's doing, but at the same time, if your goal is just to become a better fighter, I don't know if you can be doing that two professional fights in at the level of the UFC.
Right. In a way, like as you know, us, Josh and yourself are big Terrace House fans, and I wanted you to do a Terrace House review on Post Wrestling, but obviously that's not going to happen. So just give us a little preview of season 4 and what's going on. Is it better than the previous 2 seasons?
There's only been maybe 7 or 6 episodes so far, so I can't really grade it yet. But it kind of starts off rather slow.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I don't know if it's starting off as slow as Aloha State, but uh, I don't know what it is. Maybe every time a new season starts, you have kind of like a feeling out process, so the dynamics aren't really set yet. The relationships aren't really set yet. The most interesting aspect of this new season is that they put in I believe this kid is maybe 17 or 19 years old, and he's a lot younger. Nah, I don't say a few years younger than a lot of other people in the house. Yet he is kind of the loudest one. He's the most he's the cockiest one, despite not having a job, despite not having any real skills. He's the one who's going for all the girls, and in I sub he also just basically upsets a lot of people, and it's been a lot of fun. I'd say watching him get rejected, and just yeah, I find that show amusing. But I do have to instead recommend the original season of Terrace House, which actually never even aired on Netflix here in North America. But it's called Terrace House Boys and Girls Next Door, which is not just I think 40, the previous season was how long? 40 episodes?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think 36. Yeah.
Okay, this original season went on for 90 episodes.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
it was really long, and they made a movie about it too. So, the only way that anybody could watch this original season of Terrace House is it's not on Netflix. It's right now on Japanese Netflix, which you need a VPN for. But if you don't want to go through those links, there are these amazing people that are making fan subs for it, and you can download the subs at Terrible House. I can't believe I'm giving a plug for Terrible House on the MMA Complex. But they've got a Patreon, and they're one of the Patreons that I support. They do great jobs.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, John, get on it, man. I don't know if you watched Terrace House yet, John, but you need to watch it. It's
I've seen a
amazing.
few episodes, but I really haven't jumped on the bandwagon. I think it's all full, so
okay.
I maybe have missed out.
All right, you guys. Well, it was a pleasure speaking to you guys. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and I want to do the Patreon because there's one show that I want you guys to review, and that's I think it's the Canadian Stampede.
Okay.
But yeah, because I think that's the last great moment of the Hearts. I think after that, that was the peak of the Hart family. You see Brett at top, and you see the family together, and then right after that show, everything goes downhill for the Hearts. Owen passes away. Brett has that stroke, and so it was the last high time or the peak of the Hearts. So I want you guys
Cool.
to review
Well,
that show. It's a favorite show.
well, there you go, folks. Follow in his direction. Patreon.com/postwrestling.
All right. Well, before you guys go, just remind the fans we can find you guys on social media, and also where they can find your shows on Post Wrestling, and also how they can join the Patreon and get the cafe Post Wrestling.
Sure. Well, the two destination spots are postwrestling.com. That's where we have daily news updates from myself, as well as all of our free shows that you can find, as well as links to the Patreon, which is patreon.com/postwrestling. And you can sign up today and get all of our bonus shows that we do, extra reviews, Rewind Away, which we go back and review old shows, whether they be classics or disasters. And that's where you can go. And I'm on Twitter at I am Jon Pollock.
And I'm at Way0937.
Awesome.
Nice.
I really enjoyed that Survivor Series 2005 review you guys did. It was amazing. But yeah, thanks a lot, and hopefully you guys will have some merch coming out pretty soon. And then Josh and I will be wearing it very proudly. But thanks for the time, guys, and best of luck with Post Wrestling, and yeah, with big support here in California. And John, me, John, and me, Josh, and Way had dinner. So you're next, John. Coming to LA.
All right, next time I'm out, we'll definitely we'll definitely do it up. But thanks a lot for having us on, guys. Always appreciate the support.
You guys take care.
All right, take care.
All right, you too.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks.
All right, and that was Wai Ting and Jon Pollock, Post Wrestling Podcast. Man, awesome. right?
Yeah, and you can go on their website, postwrestling.com for all their shows. You can join the Patreon, and we have actually a report from their Bellator event that's up there on their website. So we look forward to doing more stuff for them, and thanks to John and Wai for taking time out of their busy schedule to talk to us.
Yeah, man, it was. I mean, you can see our eyes are a little small, and all of us just woke up. I mean, actually, John looked a little fresh.
Yeah,
though.
well, that's John Pollock. He's a pro.
Yeah, he looked a little like alert and awake, and always sounded like a pro. And I was like, yeah. Everybody else was just struggling
to get by,
keep their eyes open to get by.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was fun talking to those guys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, you got a really good card this weekend. I mean, the card itself is good. The main event, not a biggest draw. UFC on Fox 28. Kind of wanted to break that down. UFC, you have Jeremy Stevens returning, short notice fight. Josh Emmett. This is in Orlando. Yeah, Max Griffin, Mike Perry, Lear Latifi, OSP. Yeah, Jessica Andrade, Natisha Torres, and Jeremy Stevens, Josh Emmett. Hannah Burrell's on the card. Sarah McMahon's on the card. Angela Hill's on the card. Alan Joban, Ben Saunders. Yeah, this is a nice all stack card.
Yeah.
No,
we should have. I mean, it's for Fox.
I mean, the prelims are decent. The prelims are decent, but if you look at the preliminary card, Fox card, the Fight Pass card is all right. But yeah, Alan Joban, Ben Saunders, that's a fire.
Yeah,
that's a great fight right there. Angela Hill, Myron Moroz, who's a cutie, Polish. I think she's Polish. That's a great fight.
Yeah.
Sarah McMahon, Marion Renault, always great. That right there is going to be awesome. Hannah Burrell, Brian Keller, like that preliminary card could be like a decent
main card.
Yeah, on like Fox or whatever, Fox Sports. But what'd you think? What'd you think about this card? That's nice, huh?
Yeah, I mean it's always nice to see Sarah McMahon.
Yeah, but that's a good prelim card. I'm gonna be watching the whole freaking thing.
I'll record it.
And then so Max Griffin, Mike Perry, short notice fight for Mike Perry, returning only after maybe a month or two.
Yeah.
Do you think it's too soon for that guy to come back?
No, I mean Planet Mike Perry. He's always giving a fight, and I watched his interview with Derek Juan, and it made me a fan of his, more of a fan than ever.
Yeah, I like the guy too. But he fought Ponzinibbio, but he took a lot of shots with the Ponzinibbio fight.
Yeah. No, I mean it's he looked fine in the interview. Like he seemed like he's
alert and
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm actually picking him in this fight.
Yeah. How about Lear Latifi and OSP?
Ooh, that's a good fight.
That's a good fight right there too. Did you see the Countdown show?
Nah, I stopped watching those years ago.
No,
I haven't watched one. Yeah,
really?
It's been more than
some of them are pretty good. I don't. A lot of times, depending on the matchups, I won't watch the whole thing. But if it's like a good matchup and it's people I like, I'll watch it. Like one little segment. A lot of times they'll separate the segments anyway, so you can watch it.
I'll just watch the coverage on MMA fighting. Yeah, that's good enough for me. But I'm going to Latifi.
You're Latifi. I'm gonna go with Latifi too. I think the guy's all around. He's like he did you see? Because on the Countdown show, he's over at the beach and he's like training in the beach. And
oh god!
But he's
OSP.
No, really.
No,
everybody trains at the beach. Yeah, every hits mitts. Yeah,
it's so cliche though.
It is, man. I'm like that. During the Cerrone Madero's Countdown, Cerrone was out in the snow, out where his ranch is, in the snow, barefoot in the snow, and then hitting mitts. And you could tell he was suffering, man. His kicks weren't even that great. It was like,
God.
It was like, why? What's the point of that?
I know. I don't. It just. It just reminds me of the Karate Kid when Karate Kid trains in the beach with Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. No, I think the same thing. Every time somebody goes out there and they're like training and like.
I mean, how is that going to help you win the fight? We're running in sand.
They're training. That might actually help with endurance because the sand's difficult to run through. But I'm talking about like just hitting pads out in like the edge of a cliff or the top of a mountain.
By the water when the sun's going down.
Yeah, exactly. Or hitting pads on the beach, and they're like all these people around, and there's building sandcastles right next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that no, I think the same thing. I'm like, it's so
It's so
cheesy,
cringe, yeah.
it's so corny. But
No,
he's
Latifi, yeah. I'm still going with Latifi.
but he's got his training partner, and it's like the guy is like crossed armed and keeps his legs together, and Latifi has him like in the center of his body, and it is a big guy, and he's just like rotating him, just like putting him down on the ground and picking him up, and I mean the strength and the power that you need to be able to lift a full grown man, like
Yeah,
like 200
that's pretty
pounds.
impressive. But but going back on the beach and the whole snow thing, do you think it's the fighters or do you think it's like the Fox guys that kind of suggest, hey, you guys should do?
I think it's
you should do this. It looks kind of cool.
I think it's a production people. I think it's a production people. The Fight Pass or the UFC people, I'm sure, are so used to it that they're just like, oh, let's get you some shots training out in
snow to make you look like a badass.
Yeah. I think it's the because I don't think Fox puts those on. I think the UFC production people put those on, and it's just formulaic. They just go through the same.
That's why I stopped watching those. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But I'll watch them if it's a good matchup. I want to see kind of where the guys are at the moment. So a lot of times it's interesting, but
yeah, you can't take those things for.
I think it's a.
Yeah, like you need to watch those things with a grain of salt. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny though.
So there was Larry Latifi, Owens, OSP. I'm gonna go with Latifi. I think his all around game. The guy trains like a beast. Jessica Andrade, Tisha Torres, which is a great fight right there.
Oof, man, that's a good fight.
That is a good fight. I like that one.
I'm going with Torres.
You go with Torres? I'll go with Andrade. I don't know. I mean, I think Tisha is, finally coming into her own in a way. I mean, she's been in the game for a while, but she shows up here and there. But a lot of times it's like in training, I'm telling you, I always talk about in training, she looks like a beast on those countdown shows. I mean, she looks like a world beater. She looks like insane. And then when she gets into a fight, it's like nothing happens. It's like she throws these punches that are obviously not going to land, and doesn't press a pace.
Yeah, she does that just to get inside.
Yeah, just to get inside, and then when she gets inside, nothing might really ever happens. It's like she might get a close decision or loses a fight, and but lately I think she's been doing pretty well. So we'll see how that goes. But I would probably go with Andrade still. She's like super tough and she's a killer. So I would definitely put she beat Claudia Gadelha.
Yeah.
And handled her, I mean, in a way, after Claudia gassed out after the first round. Jeremy Stevens, Josh Emmett, which is I think this is a really, really good fight for these two.
I like Jeremy Stevens, and he's
I love
been
Jeremy
really
Stevens,
consistent.
man. He's awesome,
and I'm always impressed with him. So I'm going to pick him in this fight. TKO stoppage.
Yeah, I think that you could easily have it. I'm looking at just these two guys, but they're both like obviously Josh Emmett's somewhat of a newcomer. He's kind of making his own. He's got his skill set is great. Just knocked out Ricardo Lamas not that long ago. Jeremy Stevens obviously knocked out Doi Choi, and has been looking like a killer, like he always is. But he's been on a resurgence. So it's going to be interesting to see, if the newcomer has beats the veteran. Basically, this is kind of like but it's not an old veteran. Jeremy Stevens is not an old guy.
Yeah, but
he's been in the game for a while. So you got this relative newcomer, making waves. So it's going to be interesting. I like the fight. Also this weekend you have ONE FC's fight. I think it's Thursday. It's a McCann and Tyre. No, it's Quest for Gold. Yeah, I don't know why they always have to name their stuff. Yeah, they always have to.
It's very pro wrestling-ish.
Gordon Ryan signed with ACB, the Russian promotion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's not going to one?
No, he signed with ACB. Yeah, which is interesting. I mean,
people can juice up. and fight.
Yeah, see,
I mean, the Russians.
That's exactly what I thought. I mean, I'm like the Russians are not going to drug test
Oh
you.
no, the Russians are.
But I don't even think
They're dirty
one
bastards.
one doesn't really test that much. I don't think they have a stringent testing.
I think they're more.
They're a little bit more professional, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, they do. Ben Askren talked about it many times.
So they
do random
because he's a big
They did blood and urine.
That might be a reason for it. I mean,
And-
not any knock on Gordon Ryan, but the guy's got swole over the past year. He's fucking like a Hulk.
Yeah, he's probably pissed hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
To any promotion, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. So they go to ACB, the Russian promotion. I'm assuming. I mean, that's exactly what I thought. I was like, oh well, he can still be on whatever supplements he's on right now.
They'll probably give him like a few syringes to take home, and he can buy his own later.
Exactly. Because why wouldn't you push for the one? I mean, a one FC. I mean, maybe it didn't work out for him. We gotta maybe talk to him at some point.
Like one has. I mean, they're legit. They're well known. They're the biggest promotion in Asia,
and they promote their guys really well.
Yeah,
even the guys that no one knows, like Ting Wai.
Yeah, and Victor,
names.
the guy who runs it,
Victor Quiz is awesome. Yeah,
he's got a former guest on the show. He's seems like a nice guy.
Yeah,
I mean, why wouldn't you? And then the platforms there, they stream their events.
Yes.
I don't know. I just why wouldn't you go there? Versus a promotion that no one really knows about.
Yeah,
and the Russians, they probably give you like a vow of force strangulation.
Yeah, but he's gonna fight some guys that are on some Russian supplements too. So it's gonna be interesting.
The Russians are dirty. I mean, like all across the board when it comes to mingling in an election and also the steroids and it's just But their women are nice to look at.
Yeah, definitely. Have you been watching any of the Olympics? Speaking about Russians.
No.
There's this one curling, curling where they have the little stone and they slide it down. There's this one couple, and she's like
amazing.
She's amazing. If you ever had any like interest at all, just a little bit to watch curling. Look up her. I'll give you her. I think her Anastasia something or whatever.
Oh yes.
Oh, she's amazing. She's so nice, so pretty.
I enjoy women's volleyball very much.
When's the Summer Olympics? Probably what 2020, so 2019.
Yeah, I think a couple years.
Yeah,
I'm excited for those.
They are. Yeah. So, but her husband, because they do mixed couples, like I don't know why they call it mixed couples, maybe because they're also into separate people, and I don't know how it works. But they mixed doubles. They do. He tested hot for steroids.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's blaming it on a jealous former teammate that might have tainted his shit. His.
But
why would you take supplements for curling though?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's like everyone has an excuse. Someone. I mean, John Joe should write a book of excuses.
Yeah.
On how to write. I mean, how to like what to say when you tested positive for something.
Yeah, that hot curling Russian. Where's she at? Here she is.
What actually came
Alex, up? Yeah. It comes up, I'm telling you, there's not a whole lot of them out there, and she's like, she's getting famous. She's getting a lot of attention.
Pull her up.
What's her name? Anastasia Brigolov. Check her out, man. Just put hot Russian curling. She'll definitely pop up. Yeah. But yeah, I really haven't been catching much of the Olympics. It's not this one. I don't watch the
Winter Olympics.
The Winter Olympics all that much.
Yeah, I mean either.
Even though when I do, I think Summer Olympics definitely. But let's get to our interviews with Jon Calestine and Matt Brown from EBI 15 this past weekend. This was held at Muscle Farm Gym, and enjoy these. And also with Matt Brown, we had a special guest appearance by Bruce Buffer. Jumped in for a quick second, so enjoy that.
All right.
Jon Calestine, man, how you feeling right now? Man?
Feeling great. This is just awesome. I'm at the top of the world right now. This is so great. The words can't even describe how I feel right now.
You just told me you weren't expecting to hold this.
No, I really wasn't expecting to hold this. I came out here just to help Eddie get ready. Eddie got sick, and then he never was able to get on the plane. I was out here, and I was training with Eddie every day, getting ready for this. And when he told me that I was doing it, yeah, I bugged out a little bit, but I was 100% ready to come in here and do what I knew. And what Eddie said he knew that I can do, and I'm just happy that I made him proud, hopefully, and I made everybody on my team proud and my family. Like, this is just beyond anything I could have ever imagined. This is just like something I dreamt about. Like, my whole life is just winning something that meant, like, oh man, this is awesome.
Yeah. Now talk about the build-up to it. Eddie was sick.
Yeah.
Like, at what point did you get the
I got the word on Friday morning. So Thursday night I found out that Eddie was extremely sick, and then he told me, I'll let you know at 5 a.m. if I'm going to be able to come out. And he texted me at 5 a.m. that he pulled out. And right after I got that text, I got a text from the UFC Fight Pass people and the EBI guys, and they told me, hey, you want a spot? And of course, 100% I was ready to take it. Like I said, I bugged out a little bit because I always bug out. But of course, I was going to take it and come here and do what I knew and what everybody else knew that I would be able to do.
Now talk about your experience in the tournament.
This is different for me. I'm used to doing a little bit smaller scale. The biggest, like when I did the finishers, that's an awesome tournament. I won that. On it Invitational. On Invitational is a little bit closer to this. They put a lot of production in. Another awesome tournament, and it's just like this is everything that I wanted. Like the big stage, everybody's watching, and now everybody's gonna know who I am, and this is great.
Yeah, this gives you a chance to defend the belt.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna come back and defend the belt.
Yeah.
And this is great. I would love to have another match with Gio. You know, Gio is just a tough guy, man. Like, so tough. It was so hard to like get anything off on him. When I had that armbar on him, I thought it was tight, but he just fought out of that. And then he had the armbar on me, and like I knew that even though I knew he had a couple of hard matches, I knew that he's a warrior and he was going to come out and fight. And I was 100% ready to go to war.
And when you knew that you were coming to the tournament, who did you have in mind? Like, okay, I'm pretty much going to face this guy, if I make it to the end. You know?
Well, I kind of had in my head, knew that, all right, they're going to put me in Eddie's spot. I'm going to have Junie. Junie's a tough guy. He's a guy from the East Coast. I knew I was going to have Junie. When I saw the bracket, I knew I was going to have Jason, another guy who's one of the best guys in the world. I will say that. Jason is awesome, one of the best grapplers in the world. And then I knew I was going to have Mike Davila. So I knew all three of my matches leading up, and I knew that I was going to get Gio. Rafael Domingos gave Gio a tough match, and I was ready for either one of them, and I knew it was going to be either one of them in the finals, 100%.
Let's talk about the money. What are you going to do with it?
First, I need to put a down payment on a new car because my transmission blew a couple weeks before this. Otherwise, I can't get the training or work. Pay back a couple things that I need to pay back, and then hopefully I got some money left over and I could put it away and try not to spend it all on stupid things like coloring books, which I did color in a coloring book before this tournament. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do.
Talk about your training up to this. Was you conditioned?
Yeah, I train hard every day. 7 days a week I'm training. I'm working everything. Every day I go into the gym, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to improve. I'm not just trying to win in the gym. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to win when I get on that stage. And that's how I train every day.
And the squad is doing an amazing job. Man.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy that I can make them proud and keep it going. Like the title staying in the hands of the Renzo Gracie Academy, and that means so much to me that I could do that for them because they do so much for me.
Yeah. And your game, obviously, you let leg lock specialist, man. You're sick with them quick.
Yeah, I do like
catching a lot of guys off guard, you know what I mean?
I knew all my matches, the guys I had matches with, I knew that they were going to be prepared for me to come out and attack their legs. I've just been focusing on improving my jiu-jitsu, and everywhere that I've screwed up in the past, I wanted to make sure I would never do again. So that's what I've just been concentrating on. The past 8 months, I've been out with an injury in my shoulder, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to grapple again because my shoulder was really bad. And so once I was able to start training again, I just spent a good 6-7 months trying to improve my jiu-jitsu and become a totally different grappler. and just become better in every way that I can.
Talk about your shoulder. I know you're icing it just a while ago.
I actually just hurt in the match my good shoulder when Gio had that arm bar. I think my shoulder just popped in and out, so it's a little sore. But every second of it's worth it. My other shoulder I hurt about 8 months ago where I tore my labrum, but you know, it's all worth it. Every day I train hard to do this. This is what I love, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If I got to take a couple bumps and bruises on the way there, it's all worth it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Hey,
No,
let the
thank you.
fans know where they can find you, man.
If you want to find me, I'm on Instagram, Jon Calestine, Facebook, Jonathan Calestine. If you're looking for me at the gym, either check out where I'm going to be working, Boncho MMA, or check out Renzo Gracie Academy in the city, or Renzo Gracie Brooklyn.
There you go, man.
And Renzo Bayside.
Thank you for your time, man.
No, thank you.
Mortal Matt Brown, man, how you doing today?
Very good.
What did you think about the matchups today?
Very good matchups, man. I love watching the high-level grappling. You know, they're better than me, so I like to learn from them.
I see a lot of these guys, a lot of the competitors here, like coming up, talking to you, taking pictures. You know, do they pick your brain at all? Do you get any questions about them trying MMA?
I mean, we talk. You know, we're all combat athletes, man. So there's a lot of parallels. So yeah, we have our conversations.
What do you think about them hosting here at Muscle Farm's new facility?
Man, I think it turned out really good. I mean, take a look around. I mean, I thought it set up well, and everything. The flow was very good, smooth. The right amount of people for the right size venue. I couldn't be more happier.
Would you, I don't know how much of an input you have in terms of them coming back here. Would you welcome the
Absolutely. I thought everything went great. I can't imagine it going any better. I mean, it was again. I think the crowd size was perfect. You know, parking to the vending to everything, man. It was just very smooth, and everything went together. It came together very quickly and smoothly. And man, I don't think you could ask for a much more better show.
And you and Muscle Farm, you guys have a long relationship, and I'm seeing you have a big, you know, a lot of opportunities with them and being involved with Muscle Farm. And talk about that. Involved with Muscle Farm and here opening a new facility.
Yeah, I've been working with Muscle Farm for 5-6 years, maybe even longer. And now they have the new ownership and they're restructuring the entire business, and they've provided me with lots of opportunities. So it's a really great thing, and it's great that they're helping their athletes and they're helping guys like me that are you know, looking for other things, looking to expand themselves and get into other venues. So they're great people, and that's what makes a great business, is the people behind it.
What do you think about the combat jiu-jitsu aspect of this training?
It's cool, man. I love it. I think it's great. I think they should add punches and elbows, though. At least elbows.
Now you have your fight with Carlos Condit targeted for April 14th, I believe, right?
You got it, yeah.
How's the training going?
So far, so good, man. We're ramping things up now, so just got back from the UFC PI, did a bunch of testing, and yeah, everything's going great, man. Smooth and healthy. Bruce, what's up, man?
Hey! Yeah, what's up, Dave? I didn't expect to see you here.
I know.
Did you come in for the event, or you know?
Yeah, just for the event, yeah.
Like you're concentrating on your thing?
Doing an interview, but...
Well, don't let me interrupt you.
No, you're important, man. You're more important than me.
No, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. This is Matt Brown. We don't go there. This is Matt Brown.
Good to see you, man.
So what was your experience like at the performance institute?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was great, man. I learned a lot and worked hard all week, man. Yeah, my coaches and some of my training partners were out on the Ultimate Fighter, so they were coming through. We got in some hard work, hard training, learned where I'm at, see where I'm at with all the different facets. So happy, man. We know we're at the right place at the right time, so I can't wait to get in there.
Were you surprised that this fight with Carlos came out so quick? I mean, you were asking for it, and it didn't take that long to get it.
I was, you know what? I don't know if I say I was surprised or not. I mean, I wasn't sure I wasn't sure where his mindset was going to be after coming back off his retirement and having a loss. Yeah, I'm not sure where his mind was going to be, but I wasn't really even asking for it. I mean, I just put it out there that it would get me up for a fight, and he said, "Let's go," and I said, "Okay, let's go."
What about Carlos? What was enticing to you about that fight? Other than obviously,
it's Carlos Condit, man.
Condit.
Yeah. I mean, matchup-wise, obviously, it's a great matchup, and I think all the fans get excited, and I think that's probably what gets me excited more than anything else is all the fans being excited. And he's a former champion, and he's still got those same skills. Whether he displayed them in his last fight or not is up to everybody to make up their own mind about. But he certainly still has those abilities, and I've always wanted to put myself up against the best in the world. And I know that I have what it takes to beat the best in the world. It's a matter of going out there and doing it. So, I want to go out there and do it.
You're playing around with the idea of retirement. You thought about it. I mean, you came back, awesome fight, to come back to. You obviously didn't take much time off. What's your future in terms of like what you want for yourself in the sport?
Yeah, I could spend a long time breaking that down and on different layers of that. More than anything, though, it's just a motivation thing and finding, what makes me happy as a person and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I feel refocused, re-energized, reinvigorated, and just ready to really. I know what I'm doing, I know why I'm doing it, and I'm just ready to go in there and prove that to myself. And I'm happy to go in there and have an opponent as tough as Carlos to force me into that, into that mindset.
And you're in a very fortunate position being a really top contender, big name in the sport, to really take that time and really figure things out for yourself. Are you taking it one fight at a time?
Sure. It's absolutely one fight at a time. And I would say that was maybe one of my issues before is I wasn't taking one fight at a time. I actually think it's better taking one fight at a time. I think there was probably a little bit too much of getting caught up in the hype of championships and fighting the top guys and people talking shit. How do you, how do you express yourself, and how do you stand out in the sport, and just so many different little things that really don't mean a damn thing in the end. I am who I am, and people either like me or hate me for who I am, and there's a certain niche out there that likes me for who I am, so I don't need to change that, and I don't need to be who I'm not, and I can be happy with that. And I go on all day about this. Again, there's so many layers to this, but I mean, ultimately, I'm just happy and I'm secure with myself and I'm confident in myself, and I'm good with where I'm at in life, and it don't matter what happens in the fight, man. I'm gonna go in there and give it everything I got, and I plan on whooping this Carlos's ass, but either way, I can walk out a happy man and live a good life, man.
How do you like it out here in sunny Southern California?
It's beautiful, man. What a beautiful place, and you hear a lot about it. There's a lot of douchebags and bad people, but I have a good experience, man. A lot of good people, man. A lot of open people, and people. I think the culture is just a little different. People kind of. Just want to maybe rush a little bit more, and they get caught up in the day-to-day kind of struggles. The traffic, of course, is one of the big things. But I'm a relaxed person, man, and I've had nothing but good experiences so far myself.
Did you see yourself moving out here? I know it's expensive.
No, it's been on our minds and something we're going to look into. Right now, all my mental eggs are in one basket, and that's the Carlos Condit basket right now.
Best of luck in April, man, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
And that was Jon Calestine and Matt Brown, and that was from EBI 15 this past weekend. Next event, they're going to be in Vegas for Cinco de Mayo weekend, March 5th. It's all women's.
March 5th?
March 5th.
Oh, we should Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, what's Cinco de Mayo? Is that May 5th?
That's me.
Okay, never mind. Oh, you know, it might be March 5th or May 5th. I got to check the date. Okay. But the next one is going to be in Vegas, all women's tournament. It's going to be pretty sick.
We should go.
Vegas. Yeah, we should go. Yeah. Next one's going to be sick because we have Glory, you have Combate, you have
Bellator San Jose.
San Jose in May. Yeah. We're going to do that. And I think an EBI in between that time. So Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Next month's gonna be awesome. I'm looking forward to that. But thank you to Jon Pollock and Wai Ting from Post Wrestling. Make sure you catch their subscribe to them and get all their episodes and help those guys out, man. They're awesome. I mean, they don't need much help, man. They have like a big following. And then thank you to John and Matt Brown for being on the show.
Yep. And you can follow us on social media. You can follow me on Twitter, MMA Complex James. You can follow him on Twitter, MMA Complex Josh. You can follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all under the MMA Complex. Fun card this coming weekend. Josh and I would break it down for you on the next episode, and hopefully some more good guests for you guys. But until then, enjoy the week and enjoy the fights.